Hey everyone, welcome to another video on the JayBee and Milly channel. Today we are reviewing the next episode of Scooby Doo and Guess Who, which is the attack of the weird Al-Osaurus.
Yeah, so let's kick off how we always kick off. We're going to talk about the guest, which is Weird Al Yankovic. Now, I'm going to go to you because I believe that I've got slightly more to say. So, what is your familiarity with Weird Al Yankovic?
Before this episode, nothing.
Okay. So, Weird Al Yankovic is someone that I've been following for a while as far as their work. So, tell me if I'm wrong, audience, but I think
You're wrong,
did
JayBee.
the eBay song, which was a parody of I Want It That Way, but, you know, the eBay song, like, my house is filled with this crap, comes wrapped in bubble wrap. When I say what I bought on eBay, tell me why. Like,
Careful, JayBee, that was so good you might get copyright claims.
You know what? I think I can be like weird JayBee, but that's what I know.
You are weird, JayBee, I promise you that.
But also a little bit of controversy on this side of the pond. There was a song he did which was called like the Grammar Song or something. And it's where he does some like really nice thing about teaching kids how to use commas, semicolons, hyphens, and like, you know what I mean, like colons and stuff like that. But as the song progresses, he gets nastier and nastier. Now, I'm not gonna say it, right? But there's a lyric where it's something to the effect of, "I'm getting elastic. Could you write like a?" And he says something which is perfectly normal in America, apparently. But over here, it's an ableist slur. It's a complete no-no. So I remember listening to that with my jaw hitting the floor. Like, no way he just said that. So my experience of Weird Al, I like the eBay song. That song was a bit mad, but you know what I mean? Like, it's an interesting talking point. So I'm all for Weird Al. And also he was in the Guess Who reunion, which I didn't rate too much, but the fact that he returned for that shows me that he's got some passion about the franchise, so I'll always respect that.
Okay, so my thing with Weird Al, getting into this episode, no guest has won me over as quickly as he did.
Oh, really?
No guest. And the
Holy
reason that he
moly.
did is one simple thing.
Was it the chase music?
Music, yeah.
Ah, yes!
Within the first few minutes, they were running away from dinosaurs around a tree and there was music, and I was there hook, line and sinker. Like, yes, I was with this episode and there was going to be no tearing me away. And honestly, it's as simple as that to tick that box for me. Like, from that moment, I was bought into this episode. No matter how bad it got from here, I was confident it was going to be a smash at the end, and we'll see if it changes. But 2 minutes in, that was where my mind was at. This episode was going to be a smash.
A weird thought I had about Weird Al, and I don't think you'll get this because you controversially will have blotted this from your mind, but to me he sounded exactly like the Spot from Across the Spider-Verse. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not a clue. Didn't I fall asleep in that movie?
Yeah, well, I thought it was good. But he sounds like the Spot from Across the Spider-Verse. But Weird Al, here's my thing with him. I did like him a lot. I liked him when he was doing the chase music, and I like his accordion. I do think it falls into that territory for me personally where my type of humour is very sarcastic and dry and, dare I say, British. Like, it's very, you know, toned down. I'm not really into laughing at things just because they're particularly wacky or irreverent or bombastic or
JayBee, what
loud.
does irreverent mean?
Like, out there,
You use it a
unique,
lot.
bizarre. Like, something I do like that's wacky and irreverent is Scooby Doo 2002. When I first heard about the Margot Robbie Barbie movie, I thought that would be my new favourite movie because I thought it was going to be wacky and irreverent like that, and it didn't turn out that way. I liked it, but it didn't turn out that way. So irreverency is fine, it's just when it gets to this level of randomness I'm not a great fan of. But I did like him in the context of this because I think he did quite a lot that was nice and endearing, and based on that, it's almost like he was the answer. He was what Steve Urkel could have been, in that he did rub people the wrong way. So there were so many people in this episode that didn't like him. The fossil lady didn't like him. The cowboy didn't
The
like him.
gang didn't like him, so you had Fred, Daphne and Velma like, ugh, when he started playing. But I was there with Shaggy and Scooby dancing along behind him, and if anything, the fact that they were irritated just made me want to dance more. I honestly, literally, the first 5 minutes of this episode, I was in love.
Yeah, I feel like Steve Urkel, like Weird Al is Steve Urkel done right in the context of this show, because it's like when Steve Urkel was annoying people, it was almost like, yeah, we get what you're saying. Whereas with this, I was like, okay, I understand why you might be annoyed, but at the end of the day, I think he's doing the right thing. He's doing the right stuff.
But they did give signs that you were meant to feel that way about him. Like, the fact he stayed up all night trying to help Scooby learn the accordion. Like, just to spend that time with Scooby instantly, in the hearts of fans, their hearts have melted. That's it. That's a good character.
It is good. I'll say this has been a surprising episode so far, and I was surprised because I was thinking Weird Al wasn't going to be someone that I would resonate with. I was thinking he would just be the type of person that would come in and be a bit annoying, but like you say, there's a lot that he does that's quite endearing. But he is weird, but then he's Weird Al.
How have we been talking for this long and we've not even touched upon the villain yet? What's your thoughts on the dinosaur?
I don't hate it and I don't like it. It's fine. It's a fine dinosaur. It's a finosaur. Like, it's not too different than the dinosaurs we've seen in Scooby Doo history. Like, it's like the Phantosaur one, but different. It's like the What's New one, but a little bit different. It is dinosaur. Like, there's not a lot of ways that you can spice them up. It's just, here's a dinosaur.
This is going to sound ridiculous to you, but for me it transitions over the episode. It starts off as the Phantosaur, which I thought was a bit bombastic and kind of playful, and ended up as the Loch Ness by the time it's fighting at the end. It seemed to like grow in intimidation like throughout the episode.
I think this episode writes itself into a corner a bit, because the one thing that annoys me so much about, and maybe Jurassic Park is a little bit to blame for this, but every time there's a dinosaur in media, 9 times out of 10 it's T-Rex-esque. So the one in Phantosaur was a little bit like a T-Rex. The one in What's New, a little bit like a T-Rex. And now this one, because they wanted to make the pun of Al-Osaurus with Weird Al, the Weird Al-Osaurus, it's not like then we could get multiple Diplodocus in a super smackdown at the end, or a load of raptors fighting each other. It had to be something like an Allosaurus, which is very, alpha predator, meat eater type thing. So I feel like if it wasn't for the fact that they'd made up a decent pun that they were happy with, they could have made it a bit more distinct. But as it is, it's a fine villain.
Yes. My thoughts with this one, again, is that it did that thing where it's trying to make friends. I do think that's what these episodes do. I just think they're clinging on for friends and of the audience. But
is there anything wrong with clinging on to friends?
No, but what I mean is they're trying to find similarities with old Scooby too distinctively. Like, for me, they've been a camp there and everything. It's kind of, I think there's just multiple things that's kind of a similar setting, which I've got no issue with. I did enjoy this, but it seemed very tick boxy. Like the person in the cave who was looking for the fossils, they seemed familiar and we've never met them. The person who was like, I'm going to buy the land off you, familiar without ever meeting them. They're trying to... It feels like these characters have been ripped out of another episode and we've already seen them. But I think that's just because they're trying their best to cling on to every familiarity they can find.
Yeah, it's like shorthand, so... They would, no normal character would speak the way the cowboy speaks. Like, now that this monster's haunting you, you're gonna sell your land for really cheaply. And that's a classic Scooby-Doo motivation. But then, it's an obvious red herring. That's the issue. They have themselves quite often in this episode where there's a character that's so obviously just a trope or a callback to a previous motive that you're like, okay, clearly it's not you,
But there is a lot I enjoyed about this episode. I was shocked when the second dinosaur turned up. That excited me a little bit, I was like, oh wow, I like that.
I liked it. I liked the second dinosaur. What I liked a lot as well was some of the Weird Al stuff. Like, he'd set up a trap for the parents.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was like, oh, a lot of parents try and sneak out after, like, before the last concert ends. And that's actually a pretty decent character. I think it's just funny that, and I didn't expect it to be. Not that it takes risks, because it doesn't really go where it could have done with that. Like, you could have taken that a whole different direction. But in terms of what it portrays, I think it adds to that endearment. And the two dinosaurs, again, I would argue almost that it's a little bit of a missed opportunity to not have a different breed of dinosaurs, but I don't think they make clear that they know who the other one is, right? Because if they did, or they knew at least of the other dinosaur, I understand that you wouldn't put a little Triceratops baby versus an Al-Osaurus.
Well, yeah, they knew of each other. They were doing this plot together, so they knew what the other dinosaur looked like and all that sort of stuff. On that scene, like you were saying with the trap, I like how the breaking of the dam was related to a musical note, because it was kind of just bringing the theme full circle. I also like how it wasn't like Velma been a know-it-all and Fred been a leader swooping in at the end to take it away from Scooby. I like how Scooby was given that accord and it was like, you're going to be the one that presses this button, whether you like it or not, you're doing it. And it was really nice to just see somebody, I don't know, just give that moment of faith to Scooby. But at the same time, I think, again, and we said this in the last episode, Fred, Velma and Daphne are completely redundant here, because Fred doesn't even make the trap. Velma doesn't give does she even give a weird explanation at the end? I can't remember. And I couldn't tell you a single thing Daphne did.
No.
But it's still a fun episode. It's great with Shaggy and Scooby and the guest. So if that's what it needs, is for them three to take a back seat, that's typical Scooby, right? Like, we've seen that for decades.
So could it be argued that Weird Al's plan was pretty damn good?
Yeah.
Could it be?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like that one?
No.
No. Yeah, I agree. And, you know, I'm a Daphne fan. I always like movies or give them more credit when Daphne is more prominent, but I agree, like, she's just been side character number 2, number 1, number 3 in this. It's just, and it's not a big of a deal, because there's a lot of Scooby movies I don't mind where the gang's sidelined a bit and it's just Shaggy and Scooby adventures, but yeah. It's a minus, but I don't think it ruins the episode.
So JayBee, I think we're there. Smash or pass?
I'm gonna smash this one. I think it's quite a convincing smash. Again, though, I'm very happy with this episode. Very happy. I enjoyed it a lot, and maybe that's all you need to do for an episode. But again,
are you about
to
start talking about white bread and water for 5 minutes again?
Again, it's just good. It's good. That's it. It's not good, and it was a good episode.
I'll tell you what, JayBee, if you start telling me that you're happy with white bread and water, I'm about to start saving a lot of money on food.
You're not there.
Because we always have white bread and the tap's full of water.
No, but I like, okay, bottled water. This is tap water then, I prefer the bottled water.
Okay.
But I don't need the Voss water. The Asda, as no one in America, the Walmart water.
Walmart.
The Target water. Yeah? H2O. So, yeah.
No.
I like it. And you, what? Did I ask you? Is your
No, you haven't asked me.
So, Millie, I'll ask you right here, right now. Would you smash or pass the attack of the weird Al-Osaurus?
Hard smash.
Hard smash.
I'm going to say hardest smash of the series.
Your favourite episode?
1,000,000%.
Ooh. Okay, I like that.
Literally, it's mental that the one thing that triggers in my head is music. But to get me on board, that's all it takes. Like this, I said it, like I knew 2 minutes in, the second there was a semblance of a Chase song there, I was 100% on board and I didn't get back off.
I mean, if music is the key to unlocking your love of Scooby Doo, then we may even have some competition for this episode, as the next review is Now You See Her, Now You Don't.
Are you pretending you know who Sia is now?
No, it's just music. So, will it be a tune to tickle your... I was going to say tickle your tonsils then, that's ridiculous. Will it be a tune that will get you dancing? Or will it be a screeching melody that has you covering your ears? We don't know, but we will find out in the next review. So, in terms of community news, we've got lots of interviews planned. Right here, right now, I can confirm that I've sent off 3 different emails and I've had 2 very positive replies to them.
And that's just today.
And yeah, like, it's okay, I'm not going to like rank guests, but there is one especially that when it's announced, I think this is the wildest reaction we've had.
And we
Be
are
it
gonna
positive or negative. Let's say this one's a bit controversial, but you know what I mean.
We are gonna start doing proper community news and stuff.
We're not.
It's just that we are going away, so we're pre-recording a little bit.
But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you do want to see more, then please like, comment, and subscribe.
JayBee and Milly.